came across this clip on...
Okay. It's your boy, Francis, on Wow That's Amazing, or Wow That's Interesting. I think that's the name of the channel right now. That's what we're going to stick with. I was on YouTube today, late today. It's about 4:12 a.m. I came across one of my, I guess, favorite YouTubers, you could say, Jamari, keeping it real professional and logical in this bitch for the men out there. And just as a human being in general, I'll say he has some decent points, and I do enjoy his video content. Came across this, and for some reason, I just thought about how I remember how the old YouTube used to be when I was a kid, where somebody would have like a reaction video, or they would have a video about something, and at the bottom, people used to have a response, like video, like, and it'd be like tagging them in these response videos to whatever they were talking about. So I'm looking to kind of bring that back, hopefully. I'm about to spam the comments low key. So if you see that, like, hey man, don't block me. I'm just, I'm trying to get my YouTube numbers up as well. So, and trying to be on my grind as well. So yeah, I've already watched this video. Basically, is Jamari. So let me go ahead and get into it. Let me get into it. So I've already watched this video. It's basically Jamari going ahead and responding about these two women, and responding to this man on his podcast, and how they can't date a man with a 9-to-5. Which everybody has their preference. To be honest with you, I can't say that all women should think the same, but understand this: in life, you're gonna only attract who you want in your life and how you are in your life, if that makes sense. So if you're a compulsive liar, you're going to attract compulsive liars. If you're a player, you might go ahead and attract another player. You feel me? Unless you're a super player and you understand the game, it is what it is. It's all part of the game. Win or lose, you feel me? But at the end of the day, in this life, we're a big old consciousness that are living together. And so what we attract is based on us and how we see ourselves, carry ourselves, and hold ourselves, and how we kind of control our energy, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and play this, and god damn, what is this shit, man? I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip. I'm gonna stop and pause it on some points I'm gonna go ahead and speak more on, and y'all let me know how y'all feel. Whether you can go ahead and spam the comments with your own reaction video of my reaction of a reaction. You feel me? Hey man, no shame in my game and no shame in your marketing, man. We all trying to get this bag, and we all got something to say. So hey, what's better than not? Might as well put it in video format, or go ahead and use your Twitter fingers or keyboard warrior fingers and type away, man. But all I ask for you is to go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. And, let me know, man, if I suck, if I'm good, if I'm ugly, if I'm good, if I'm handsome, whatever you feel, man. If you see any mess in the background, man, go ahead and roast it, man. More comments, more the merrier, you feel me? All right, let's go ahead and run this shit. Now with the chit-chat.
TikTok that really just left me shaking my head. It's from this podcast that's run by this guy that goes by the name Mr. J Hill.
I'm not on
Shout
TikTok,
out to
by
that
the way.
man. He absolutely holds it down for the fellas on this one. Because in this video, he has these two women on his podcast who do seem successful in their own right. I guess they're both on that entrepreneurial grind. And one of them specifically makes this comment where she says she could never date a man who has a 9-to-5 job, and that she pretty much needs a bag chaser like herself, or she's not going to be satisfied. I felt like this clip could create a very interesting conversation, so let me know what you guys think about this down below. Let's just get right into it.
All right, before we get into it though, like I was saying earlier, there's nothing wrong with a woman saying all this. It's just the fact that it's not going to attract everybody to her. You feel me? It's not going to obviously attract these people that have a 9 to 5 and also on their grind on the entrepreneurial side. So a woman that's not understanding, yeah, there's going to be some backlash if they ever mingle together. But the biggest thing is, and the biggest thing that you want to understand is, if people say who they are and what they want and their intentions, then it's up to you as a person that's receiving this to make your own decisions. You feel me? And then her saying those intentions and what she wants, to understand, to be looking out for those that are trying to distract her from what she's trying to obtain, So at the end of the day, it's all fair game. Because this is her individual opinion at the end of the day. It's not something I can vibe with, as I am a 9 to 5er and doing my grind. YouTube's not my only thing, wholesaling. I do digital marketing. What else do? I do a whole bunch of stuff. Airbnbs, things like that. So at the end of the day, I'm always on my grind either way. Whether that be doing the square life or doing the entrepreneurial thug life, as you say, But yeah, there ain't nothing wrong. There ain't nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. Get your bread up, then get your hustle on, or you can get your bread up and your hustle on at the same time. But let's run the clip.
So wait, you said you can't deal with a guy that got a job?
Do you have a job, Jay?
Yes.
Okay, well, I cannot deal with you. The reason why I cannot deal
She said it as if like it was like an option.
No, it's not an option, and that's what I was gonna say. Rule respect to your girlfriend. That's not what I mean.
She's not gonna take it personally.
Yeah,
She
don't.
know
I
we
can't
working.
take anybody that got a job either. That's why I said I
Why
don't
not,
want
though?
nobody with a job.
At this point in time, it seems like these two ladies happen to be more successful than him in this whole podcast game. And I'll just let the clip speak for itself, but they really kind of start talking down on this guy.
Yeah,
She
don't.
know
I
we
can't
working.
take anybody that got a job either. That's why I said I
Why
don't
not,
want
though?
nobody with a job because
We want to go to Jamaica
Yeah.
to see your girls' family, and you can't because
and
you
it's
got to
been
go
to
to
that.
your.
when it
But
comes.
you can't tell them like, oh, I gotta go to Jamaica tomorrow.
True.
Like you
I don't
gotta.
have to.
No, but when it
So you
comes
could just
to-
leave your job
I mean,
anytime. Like right, like you told us.
Honestly, low key, I don't even know why this conversation is even being had. It's simple. You know what I'm saying? Because people make things more complicated. I understand they want to talk their points out, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's simple. It's like, hey, you're a woman or a man that is an entrepreneur throughout your whole entire life or just throughout your whole day, And I've been there where I didn't have a job and all I had was at that time, as my side hustle, which is my entrepreneur stuff. And, there's times where you're super busy and there's times that you just, you're chilling. And you could travel, do whatever. Shoot, I remember in the summer, I didn't have no job. Matter of fact, I quit my last job last year around July or June. I want to say it was like towards the end of June. It wasn't July. Towards the end of June, if I'm not mistaken. And for the 2 months, I was chilling, right? Because I had turned my apartment into an Airbnb. Now, my dad was away from home, luckily. He, and I live pretty close to my dad. We're about like 20, 30 minutes away. And he was overseas. I was able to go ahead, chill over there for a couple months while I'm, renting out my Airbnb. So during that time, I was able to go to San Diego, Arizona, travel, hang out with friends, and just kind of live life. Mind you, I did have another job lined up as soon as I quit too. That's the crazy part. And I just told him, hey, I wasn't going to be able to start until another 2 months because I really wanted a break. So that's the plus side of being on having a side hustle or having an entrepreneurial, DNA within you that you can go ahead and just do things like that, especially if you're good at what you do, whether that be in your 9 to 5 and also as an entrepreneur. And so you get to dibble and dabble on both. So uh, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And these girls are delusional. I don't think they understand the grind. So I don't know. To me, it doesn't seem like they ever had a 9 to 5 because anybody that ever had a 9 to 5 and became an entrepreneur, or anybody that is an entrepreneur, respects them 9 to 5 regardless. Because that 9 to 5 is most likely going to support you once you keep saving up for your entrepreneur expenses. If you're, I wouldn't say if you're doing it right, but if you're doing it in a very noble way, right, which you don't understand, is also the best way to do it is always to start an LLC with an S corp. Add money to your bank account slowly, right? Whatever you're saving for yourself, go ahead and save whatever you're saving per week and put it in that bank account for your business. And whether that be, I guess, $300 a week or $1,000 a week or whatever it is that you can save, you put that in weekly in your business account. And you do that for a good, year or two, and then you can also ask the bank to go ahead and borrow against your account. So basically, you get credit, you get business credit based on what you have in your account. So that's the best way to do it, and that's the way I'm going to start doing it now. Because when I start using my own cash, thinking that, hey, look, I'm trying to do cash only, I didn't want to borrow debt. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking about personal debt and business debt, two different things. Personal debt, you're gonna have that forever almost, unless you file for bankruptcy. Business debt, even your personal debt, because before I go into business debt, even in your personal debt, even if you do file for bankruptcy, that is a stain within your own personal life. Unless you die and you're born again, you have to start over with your personal credit. But they're gonna see that, and for the next 7 to whatever years, you're not gonna be able to operate. Now, from my understanding, when it comes to business, you go ahead and you close a business or you file for bankruptcy, that's just the business. That is not your personal. That has nothing to do with your personal. They can't attack your personal income. They can only attack the business. Now the business is, in debt and it has no money to go give out, then that business is dead. That business you can file for bankruptcy. I don't know if you could just close it. I've never been in that predicament, but from what I understand, it's not going to affect your personal life. It's not going to affect your personal income. So, knowing how to manage your money is going to be better. It's going to be useful in your future, knowing how to manage your credit and your cash flow. So, in this way, the stuff that you save up, the money that you saved up, that is cash, is going to be able to be manageable while you're trying to scale your business, while you borrowed your money against it. So at the end of the day, let's say you went ahead and saved up about 15 to 20,000, or even 30,000, or 100,000, whatever it is. Let's go with 20,000. You can borrow 20,000 from the cash that you've already put in your business account from the bank once they see a consistent flow of money in there. At least up to 1,000. They may not give you all the way to 20,000, but at least up to 20,000 because they see that's there and it's consistent. So at least now you got 40,000 to play with, but you really got 20,000. And that 20,000 is the stuff that you already borrowed, and then you can use your $20,000 cash to go ahead and pay it off. So I know I made that super long. I know I probably didn't explain that correctly, but I know it's possible because that's what I'm working on now. But let's go ahead and keep going with this.
Yes, we had to push the time back because you didn't get off work till a certain time. That already is a hassle.
Okay.
No, but
That's a red flag?
for me, no.
Not a red
It's
flag.
not a red flag because I know when a lot of people say, oh, I can't date a man with a job, a lot of people on the internet take it to offense. But me, Destiny, cannot date a man with a job, one, because I'm very spontaneous. And I need, wait, Jay, before you get to leaning back and breaking the chair. And I also need a man to understand where I'm at in the moment that I'm at. I probably will have a week where I work so much and then I have a week where I don't work at all. You get what I'm saying? So as an entrepreneur, it's like it's very up and down, and I just want somebody to understand the mental state that I'm in.
You know, first off, she says, oh, I need a guy who can go to Jamaica on a whim. Well, I promise you, it's not going to be any sort of successful entrepreneur. You know, if you already have your own successful business that you're running from the ground up, I mean, I'm going to assume they're actually going to have a lot less time to spend together and a lot less flexibility than someone with a 9-to-5 job working 40 hours. And just the whole idea that the 9-to-5 grind has...
Let's pause it right there. That's not necessarily true. It just depends on where you at on your business. I'm not sure if he said that. I don't know if I peeped that. But it depends on where you're at in your business. So if you're in the very beginning stages, and also what type of business you do. So most part, in your very beginning stages, you're not going to have enough time to be doing spontaneous shit, right? You're not going to be able to just go fly out and do whatever. That's working backwards if you ever doing that in whatever business you're in, no matter how passive it is. In the very beginning, you're going to do a lot of groundwork until it builds up enough passive income for you to go ahead and be spontaneous. Now, from my understanding, those ladies are probably talking about a point of view on where they're at right now in their business, if their business is legitimate, and they're able to do that. Now, somebody that's on the come up, you don't got any time to do that. There's no time to do that. Now, you might be in the midst of that 9-to-5 and doing your business, right? And that happens a lot. So there's definitely no time for you to go ahead and take a vacation or take a break during that time. But you don't want to burn yourself out. That's the biggest thing, especially depending on whatever you're doing. So at the end of the day, anything that involves passive income, like anything like digital marketing or digital products or services, so hence as like YouTube or you being an artist, things like that, the more that you build up, right, the more that you're able to go ahead and make, and then it becomes passive income because you already have so many products out there, so many services out there, so many videos out there, so much music out there that people are even going back to your old videos, old music, old services, and they're using that, right? And if these services are automated like that, right? So if you're racking in 5 to 10K a month, right, and you're able to cover all your expenses, then yeah, you eventually start having time to go ahead and do whatever. Right? When I was doing the Airbnb for the past 2 months last year, in the summer, man, I was profiting maybe about $3,500, $4,000. That's after all my bills are paid, all my other expenses are paid. I still had a good grip, so I was able to go ahead and just take a flight, right, to go to Arizona and then go to San Diego and things like that. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it depends where you at. And, yeah, if you're in the very beginning stages, forget about it. You know what I'm saying? Or if your business has to have you stay active in it, right, like consistently, right, obviously you're not at the point where you want to be, because all businesses eventually you want to be hands off. You don't want to be active to day-to-day basis. You want to be as hands off as possible, because that means you have a really good system, right? And the only times you should be there is like during these major meetings or major decisions maybe, and that's about it. Otherwise, like whether if you are starting from the ground up on a traditional business, or you have a digital service, there's going to be a lot of groundwork, but the passive income is going to come faster on the digital side, right? Compared to the actual brick and mortar and hands-on side, right? That's going to take a little bit while. Like, for example, Amazon, right? That was from hands-on to digital fairly quickly. Jeff Bezos running out of his garage, and I'm pretty sure it took him a good while for him to go from his garage to actual building / office space that he's renting out to actually buying a building and using that as, as his office, and going from there and starting to make a system that works so cohesively and so great that he now doesn't need to be in there personally no more. So, and that usually takes a long time. I'm pretty sure it probably took him at least 5 to 6, maybe 10 years before he was able to really be hands off. I'm assuming, but you know, always depends on where you at. I know I'm talking a lot, and I gotta cut that shit. All right, let's keep running.
Been so demonized at this point kind of just makes me sad. Obviously, not everyone is meant to be an entrepreneur. Not everyone is meant to have their own business. I mean, with the way our society is trending, even people who are working 40 hours a week have so much more autonomy over.
Well, everyone can have their own business if they want to. If they want to, everybody can definitely have a side hustle if they want to. Maybe not a legit business, but everybody, I'm pretty sure, has a side hustle or something that they can turn into a side hustle if they really wanted to. But go ahead.
For their day-to-day lives than ever before. And so for her to make these kind of comments while also shitting on this guy for still having a day-to-day job, I don't know, it just didn't sit right with me.
With all due respect,
You got to get it off his chest. Get it off your chest, Jay. Say what
you got it fucked up.
I got it fucked up. Okay.
Because just because a guy has a job doesn't mean that he can't understand the things that you're going through.
Okay.
Just because a guy has a job doesn't mean he's not an entrepreneur.
True.
And since we're here,
Yeah.
right?
And this is where they're really about to start shitting on our guy.
This is my first time ever having a corporate job. But if you don't get
Really,
past
what made you go to the job?
to support my lifestyle because my passion is in paying for the type of life I want. And I'm the type
happy
of
that you have a passion.
I'm the type of person that's gonna get it no matter what.
Mhm.
But
So what's your
before that,
passion?
right?
That's good to know.
Because I have three jobs.
That's all good traits of a man. Gotta get it by any means necessary, or at least any legal means necessary.
You think
You don't want to land your ass in jail and get your ass caught up with the
So
law.
then what time do you go to work?
I go to work around like 8 in the morning.
What time do you get up?
Depends, 4 or 5, but I'm
Okay, then what time do you start podcasting?
probably 8 in the morning.
And then what time do you start?
Wait, you start podcasting at 8 in the morning, 8 at night?
I have to edit. I
Oh,
have,
true,
to,
true,
I have to
true.
reach out to
So what
sponsors.
time do you come here and then what time do you stop?
I come here whenever I need to.
Okay, so what time?
Whenever I need to.
What time is
Today
that?
could be 6, tomorrow could be 4.
Okay, what time do you end?
I don't, honestly.
So what time are you leaving here tonight? So you mean to tell me you put 40 hours into this, the same 40 hours that you put into your
I
job?
don't put 40 hours into this.
What do you do?
I probably put like 100, honestly.
With that, why
No
are you at
cap.
work?
Yeah.
You know, it's really not that hard to understand. The man.
Man, look, them women are clueless. I don't think they know about hard work whatsoever, man. Trust me, I try to go the easy route. I try to make money easy. It don't work, or it don't last. It's gonna fuck you up, man. Like, look, the way that they're talking is as if they never grinded before, which is crazy. It's not the fact what they said, it's just the fact how they're saying it. Like they're saying this as seen as whatever their 9 to 5 is, they never had to grind for it. They never put in that work, which means that low key it may not last. Now, God willing it does, but some of this is not gonna last. They didn't put in no real work.
Man obviously has a vision. He obviously thinks that this podcast is one day going to be very lucrative for him. But at the current time, he's doing the responsible thing. He's not putting all his eggs in one basket, and he's making sure he has some sort of financial stability. You know, it's almost like
Nothing wrong with putting all your eggs in one basket if you truly believe. As they say, for entrepreneurs, you build the wings on the way down. Like you're in the plane and you build the plane. I forgot what was saying is the quote was exactly, but it was basically on the way down. That's when they build the plane, right? So at the end of the day, you're probably not gonna know what you're doing. It's not probably, don't know how you're gonna do it or how it's gonna go, but at the same time, it's not necessarily logical to put all your eggs in one basket, which is true. But if you believe, and I mean like you believe to the fullest, and that you're going to succeed no matter what, God's going to test your ass. And that's all I got to say about that. If you really want that shit, life is going to test your ass. Life is going to ask you, you really want this shit? And it's going to make you go through some motherfucking shit. Right? But regardless, no matter what, whether that you go put your eggs all in one basket, or you go ahead and you want to take the route of working your 9 to 5 and, you know, your business at the same time, you're going to be going through some struggles. With the 9 to 5, you're going to be really, really stressing. And it's probably going to be super unhealthy unless you're a very organized person and you're a very disciplined person. Like, someone like myself, I struggle with the organization and even the discipline because sometimes I lack the motivation. Like, I need that extra oomph or that extra push from an external factor sometimes. You know, I still talk to myself daily, give myself positive affirmations. But, you know, depending on, you know, how your 9 to 5 is and how your job is set up, yeah, it could definitely be difficult, especially if you're doing some hard labor work. Like, if you're doing hard labor work and you're out there in the field working like a construction worker and you're trying to have your side business, depending on what your side business is, like, you're going to be tired at the end of the day. You probably not going to even want to do that shit after work. And it's hard for you to kind of manage both while you're at work, unless you're selling, like, you know, construction tools on the side, you know what I'm saying? But, like, at the end of the day, like, it just depends on who you are, knowing yourself, and understanding what you can do and what you can handle. And there's been guys that, you know, put everything into what they're doing, and they've been successful. There's guys that use their 9 to 5, that done the 9 to 5 route and the business route at the same time, and been successful. So there's example on both sides, regardless. So it's not necessarily logical to put all your eggs in one basket, but there's nothing wrong with putting your eggs in one basket if you're willing to die on what you stand for. And that means having the ultimate faith, because life, God, the universe, whatever you believe in, will test your ass. Will test you. He gonna look at you like gonna look at you like a bitch. Like, oh, you want this? Let's see how bad you want it. That's how it's gonna look at you. And then it's up to you to have that mental fortitude to bust through that shit. It's really up to you. So, no matter what, man, know yourself, understand yourself, and understand what you can handle.
Like, these women want to see him being some sort of struggling entrepreneur trying to get it out the mud. I mean, it's like they're trying so hard to dismiss his points. They're basically saying that it's damn near impossible to hold down a regular job while trying to still be an entrepreneur. And let me let you guys in on a little secret. Most of the biggest companies in the world were being built in someone's garage while they were still working their 9 to 5. I mean, you guys think that funding and money just comes out of fucking nowhere? It doesn't.
But I say that to say, back to you, I don't fault, because you can have your own opinion, you can have your own preference. But what I would say is, I feel like when you say that you can't date a guy with a job, you don't really get to know his background, right? Like this is my first time having a job, right? I could be 100% entrepreneur, right? Or somebody else, and you missed that. But go ahead.
And this is what I would say. Thank you. Respect the man's name.
Respect the mic, respect the man.
True, respect the mic and respect the man.
I don't know if it's okay for me to cover the reaction space, but I'm just gonna do it right now.
So
You let me know in the comments below.
And I respect you having a job to fund your passion. You get what I'm saying? I scammed to fund mine. And
Sure,
then I
when we
done.
done.
Hold
No.
up.
I told God I would.
You said see what I'm saying? She scammed to fund hers. She didn't work hard, bro. And that shit's not gonna last. That shit fake, fraudulent. Like, she gonna, like, whatever she's doing, whatever her 9 to 5 is, I don't know what it is, but she basically probably scamming people, unless she's scamming people too on her, sorry, I said 9 to 5. Her business, like, whatever her business is, I can't trust it. And I don't know what it is, but, like, if she does make it through all the way, you know, more power to her, but, like, you see what I'm saying? I'll try to fund my own business. That shit didn't work out for me. It didn't work out. I wish it did, but it didn't work out for me. And, like, you could tell, like, they didn't have to go to no. They didn't go through no struggle of actually funding their stuff. They didn't have to go through no struggle to understand their business. They just got the money, and whatever her business is. I don't think it even says what her business is. I might have to watch the whole podcast. Probably that would have been better. But at the end of the day, I just want to go ahead and react to it with, Jamari's reacting and have my own piece and my comments about it. So it's just like, you can tell they ain't work hard. This is, like, as a man, this be shameful. This be shameful. Like, you gonna trust a man that scammed somebody to fund their business? If a man told you that, or if anybody told you that, you gonna trust them? You gonna trust their business? I mean, unless they know exactly what they're doing, unless their business is scamming, I wouldn't trust it. Unless I want to become a business scammer, I wouldn't trust it. So that's all I have to say about that.
I told God I would never scam again if he just showed me something else.
Okay, so now this really makes a lot more sense to me because, like she just said right there, she's the type of person to scam to get to where she wants to go, whereas he's trying to do it in a much more authentic way. Your boy is somewhat a bit of an entrepreneur myself, and I found in my life that having someone who's actually more stable and has the 9-to-5 job has been really good for me because it's really one of the only stable things about my whole life. I really just don't think she could get that type of lifestyle that she wants out of a partner that wasn't just straight up.
It's good to have a partner and significant other that does have a stable job, but they also got to understand the lifestyle that you're in too. They got to respect that. They got to honor that. And they got to know that. It's always good to have that. Now, these women are clearly telling the world, saying that they're not going to understand that. They're not going to respect it. And based on how they got the money, of course they're not going to respect it or understand that. They're scammed. They're not going to respect anything about hard work. They're not going to respect anything about the grind. So it says it right there and then for you. Like, you already know their character. It's not something that you want in your life, especially if not of that breed. So unless you are a scammer too, and that's definitely going to appease you. Those type of women are going to appease to you. Shit, like, just attract you in general. So it already explains itself. But like Jamari was saying, you do want to have a man, and talking to ladies as well. If you have the entrepreneur business mindset, it's good to have someone stable with you that understands and respects what you're doing and is supportive. Because at the end of the day, there's going to be highs and lows with this entrepreneur stuff, And there's going to be some slow days, there's going to be some high days, there's going to be some hot weeks, there's going to be slow weeks, some cold weeks. So, whether that be good or bad during that time, it is what it is. There's going to be some droughts, there's going to be some rain, there's going to be some mud, like, it could get messy. So, always respect that. And obviously, if you're a man that's on your mind and have that vision, and you don't have that significant other on your side, you're going to have to do what you got to do. You're going to have to get it by any means, like that guy said. He's going to do his 9-to-5, and he's going to do his business on the side at the same time. Until that side business become the main business where he can drop the 9-to-5, then, you stay on your ground regardless, no matter what. No matter what. So, that's all I got to say about this. So this video's almost over. I don't think he says much after this, so...
Scamming. Like I said, these two women, at least on paper, seem successful in their own right. I'm not trying to knock anything they're trying to do. I just thought this was an interesting conversation. Is the whole entrepreneurial lifestyle way too glorified? And is the whole 9-to-5 lifestyle way too demonized? I want to know down below in the comments. As always, I also want to thank you guys for watching and subscribing today. And as you guys know, it's been your boy, the Tan Superman, and some other podcast clips out here needs to get covered, so I'm out. Peace.
Yeah. And not much after that. But, yeah, man. I would say this to conclude this video. 9-to-5 should not be your end goal in life. I don't give a fuck who you are. It should never be that. Your ass needs to wake up. And you should understand that shit can be done by tomorrow. And you've seen it during the pandemic. People were losing their jobs. Luckily, they guys got saved by the government, and motherfuckers were writing checks, $600 a week. Low key, I should have finessed the system, but I was like, nah, not me, being noble, things like that. And I was all like, and I didn't know motherfuckers were really just quitting their jobs so they could just get a $600 check every single week. Bruh, I was getting paid $600 a week, basically. I was getting paid $684 to be exact. But I was just like, I could have gotten paid per week and started my business. That's how I thought about it when I realized I was like, it was that easy during that time. But I digress. At this, I digress. So, at the same time, or I only say this to say, nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, as long as this is not going to be till you die. As long as you got a limit on your 9 to 5, to the point where you can transition from your 9 to 5 into something that you truly want to do, right? To what God has told you that, or I don't want to say told you, but what God has given you the purpose, or to find your purpose in life. Because in this life, we are here to serve each other. And the best way to serve each other is through commerce, is through business, right? Yes, you can do that in your 9 to 5, but that shit ends at 5. Necessarily until the next day, or whenever your day ends. In this business world, in this entrepreneur world, it really doesn't stop, because every single day you're thinking about a way, how can I service better to, my customers, my clients, people in general. You're helping solving problems for the most part, right? You're giving them, it's you directly giving them the help, and they're asking you, hey, I need this to be done, and you're providing that service that they want. And that's the highest form of degree that a human being can do, really, especially living in America, where you do have the opportunity. Especially in America, when you do have the opportunity. I can't say anywhere else in the world, because I've never lived anywhere else in the world. But as fucked up America can be, you do have this opportunity and this blessing to be grateful and to basically do what you would love to do and what you want to do. Simple as that. So, nothing wrong with a 9 to 5 as long as there's a limit, and this is my opinion. And I don't feel that the business is being too glorified. It shouldn't be demonized either. Having a business and being an entrepreneur is, I would say, in my opinion, is expected of you at some point in your life. So, because at the end of the day, you want to be there for your family on a whim. You want to go ahead and be with friends, family, travel. Who doesn't want to experience those things? Like, I would love to. I would want to. Like, who wants to just be stuck in their 9 to 5, get their 2-week vacation, and that's it, right? Your whole point of the business is hopefully be profitable enough to where the system runs on its own and you're able to step out and live your life. You help others and you get to live your life at the same time. If that's not God to you, then tell me what is. So, this is Wow That's Interesting channel. I believe that's what it's called. I really haven't looked at it, but I'm just going to start putting videos. I'm going to put a lot of reaction videos to things like this. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, click on the notification bell. All that good shit that YouTube tells me to tell you to do. Comment below, critique me, talk about the situation, talk about how I can improve my channel, let me know. If you watch this whole video, and I know this shit's long as hell, it's probably like 25, 30 minutes long, but let me know, man. Peace.